Greetings, dear people of God at Trinity and beloved friends beyond. Thank you for joining me for this week's Reflections from the Other Side. On Monday night, our Trinity Vestry voted unanimously for Jude and me to add our signatures as Trinity clergy to a letter from local faith leaders saying no to Measure V on the November 8th ballot. Jude and I are both deeply grateful and proud of the vestry for stepping up to oppose this measure, which would have a direct impact on allowing affordable housing to be built in Menlo Park. It's an opportunity to take a public stand for affordable housing in our neighborhood, opening up our community to those who need those affordable, stable homes, and welcoming them to flourish in our community and our neighborhood. I want to read you the letter that we signed, but before I do, let me explain the consequences of a vote for or against the measure. If a majority of Menlo Park voters vote yes on Measure V, the City Council will no longer have the authority to make zoning decisions in selected residential neighborhoods. Zoning could be changed in those neighborhoods in the future, for example, to build affordable multifamily housing, only if proponents of such housing qualified a citywide ballot measure and a majority of voters approved it. This would substantially increase the length of time and cost of building affordable housing in Menlo Park, which Menlo Park is required to do, and we are behind. A yes vote makes it much less likely that a 90-unit affordable housing project with priority for teachers will be constructed at the site of the former Flood School. If a majority of Menlo Park voters vote no on Measure V, the City Council retains its authority over land use planning and zoning decisions. It could, for example, by its own majority vote, rezone a parcel of land from single-family dwellings to multifamily housing, subject to a process that requires public notification, public comments, and open meetings. Opponents of such decisions may seek to persuade the City Council, change its membership through elections, or overturn a particular decision by qualifying and winning a ballot measure, as happened several years ago in Palo Alto. A no vote makes it much more likely that 90-unit affordable housing project with priority for teachers and also for some staff will be constructed at the site of the former Flood School. And now let me read you the letter. People of faith say no to Measure V and yes to a place where we all belong. We are leaders from different faith traditions, but we all share a deeply held belief in pursuing basic fairness, recognizing our interdependence, and protecting the environment. We are faith leaders, but we are also local parents, tenants, and homeowners who, like you, care about our neighborhoods. On November 8th, Menlo Park residents will vote on Measure V, a measure that seeks to preserve and protect the status quo, and that would obstruct a plan to produce 90 affordable homes for teachers and classified school staff. Today, we lift our collective voice in a resounding no on Measure V, and an ever louder yes to neighborhoods where we all belong. Why? Because our faith teaches us to pursue fairness by caring about our neighbors and working toward the common good. Our faith reminds us that a society is responsible for ensuring everyone can access the vital conditions for well-being, not just some. Unfortunately, the high cost of living makes this vision increasingly unattainable, not only in Menlo Park, but across our region. Because housing costs have far outpaced local incomes, a large portion of our workforce must trek from outer suburbs, keeping younger generations from living near and caring for their elders, limiting teachers' time with students due to long commutes, and forcing our gardeners, nurses, restaurant workers, and firefighters, for example, to spend hours on the road instead of at home with their families. This oppressive commuting unravels our civic and social fabric and is especially harmful to the most vulnerable among us. including the young, elderly, and disabled folks priced out of accessing our excellent schools, beautiful parks, and top-notch amenities. To mend this broken condition, we must insist on more inclusive housing policies that temper rising costs and allow people at different income levels to work, live, and prosper in our neighborhoods. Our faith also teaches us to recognize our interdependence. The lack of affordable housing impacts us all. When housing costs are too high, everyone should be concerned. Right now, our housing system isn't fair. We must work together to solve the collective problem of unaffordable housing. Many local faith communities have put our values into action by building affordable housing on our own properties. Our religious beliefs propel us to lift up the most disadvantaged, left behind, and excluded, and to make space for them in our communities. Finally, our faith compels us to care for the environment essential to all life on earth. High housing costs cause people to drive excessively. When folks can afford to live near their jobs, they create less traffic, fewer climate-warming fossil fuels, and cleaner air for all. Stable, safe, and affordable housing enhances the health and well-being of our neighbors and our planet. Measure V does not pursue fairness, recognize our interdependence, or protect the environment. It maintains a status quo that is unfair, unhealthy, unsustainable, and inconsistent with our faith traditions. Rather than outsourcing solutions to other communities, let's make Menlo Park a beacon to the region by welcoming new neighbors who need affordable, stable homes in order to flourish. Vote no on Measure V. For years, we at Trinity have talked about our having a heart for justice. We have a chance to show the people of Menlo Park what we care about in a tangible way. We have a chance to put our faith into action by taking a stand and opposing Measure V. Members of Trinity are already actively involved in volunteering for the No on V campaign. Won't you join us? And let us say amen.